Chelsea was an occupational therapist, and she was working at a nursing home. And she has always been really into animals, and she knew that she could use that ability to work with animals and work with people and help them.
I told my husband that she was changing lives, and we really needed to help her do that. You know, and I honestly thought a couple acres with a little ring, and we really just looked at this place just to see how it was set up. I said we couldn't afford it, it's too much, but I don't know, I think God really had other plans, because the first thing my husband said was, I think we can do this.
From the beginning, I was involved in the concept. We had a big family meeting before my parents decided to invest in this farm with Chelsea. It was a big decision for them. My parents, my dad had already retired. They had paid off the house that we lived in, that we grew up in, but they believed so much in this, in the mission of taking the lead, and wanted this to be like their ministry, giving back, that they decided to buy the farm.
Good job. What do you think? When we first started, I just wanted to help people so much. I wanted to help them train dogs and work with horses and do anything that I thought would help them. And what I found was the people I was working with, we needed to more streamline their goals and maybe pull back and do more individual therapy to get them to the point where they might be able to get a job. But there's first steps to that, because first you have to be able to relate socially to other people, follow directions.
I missed doing this so much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The individual, all of our riders, they come and they're coming to ride. They don't know it's therapy, and I think that's the magic of it. And just learning how to sweep, learning how to feed animals, turning out animals. A lot of our individuals want to work with animals down the line, or they're in therapy and they love animals, so they want to communicate, be more focused. Good job.
All right, good work, you did it.
When they were young, I said absolutely no horses, and we'll lease a horse if you want. But then, when we bought this place, I knew we had to have several horses. There's a lot of people are different sizes, so you have to have different size horses. She constantly works with the horses, and she's always training.
I do a lot of groundwork, it's called, just so the horses lead really well, and they just know that they're supposed to connect with the leader, and that's their job.
I really think taking the lead is unique in the sense that Chelsea, the lead occupational therapist, also does all of the equine training herself. It's also pretty unique for this type of program to have the type of horses that she does, and what I mean by that is she chooses to either breed them or get them as young horses and then raise them and train them herself, specifically for this program and for this job.
And Mill is our newest horse, and we got her because she's, of course, really calm.
I'm so blessed that we're able to have occupational therapy, and my coworkers are four-legged animals, and we have 80 acres of an office space. We're able to use that to harness the therapeutic power of horses to help individuals with disabilities and veterans achieve goals, inspire independence, and build a community. The first one is hippotherapy, which is one-on-one therapy on the horse, and it lasts 30 minutes, and we are working on very specific individualized goals for each one of our clients, and usually it's helping with confidence, communication, focus, strength, and balance.
When you teach someone with a disability how to ride a horse, you need someone leading the horse, and you need two sidewalkers to make sure that person is safe.
And then also, when you're on a horse, you're elevated. You're not small anymore. Whether you're sitting down or you're just short, you're taller than anybody else in the room, and that automatically makes you want to look up and scan your environment.
Yeah, it's been really beneficial to go to the farm and just to watch him, because he does love the movement. He loves, when they go on trails and they're riding outside.
Just seeing Matthew, pulling back on the reins or taking a little bit more control of the horse, and it could be just for a split moment, and that he does that, and it's like, yes, score. You know, we're getting there. So
Her seat is a whole lot better. She holds her shoulders back more. Her balance is better. Her endurance, she walks longer before she tells me that she's tired and she wants to sit down. Yeah, we've seen a big difference.
I think I would tell somebody who has a child or a family member with a specific set of needs that taking the lead is an environment that can provide such a specific type of therapy and such a unique experience that they might see a change in their child that they wouldn't see.
I think them being in charge of the team, being in charge of the animal, and then having goals like being able to go fast on a horse, that's so much fun. Being able to steer a horse through an obstacle course. You know, I think that the motivation is key here.
Oftentimes there are kids here that don't speak, and Chelsea gets them to, sometimes they can't say the word go, but they'll say go. It's a start.
There's so many aspects of different therapies in different areas that he struggles in, and I feel like they've touched on speech, they've touched on like physical therapy, occupational therapy, kind of all wrapped into one and in a setting that's calming.
To expand hippotherapy, we are so blessed to work with different schools, and I am their occupational therapy mentor. So we have occupational therapy assistants who come for like their 8-week field work here, and then we have occupational therapists who are getting like their master's program or doctorate program, and they come and do their 12-week rotation here. And they learn about working with all the different diagnoses we serve, using animals as a part of the program, and they also get training. And from that, I've had people be able to come in and work here or continue to volunteer as occupational therapists. So that's how I'm seeking that we're gonna like expand our services.
So TTL would not exist without the hours that are invested by all of our volunteers. We have volunteers of all ages. We have volunteers that donate a couple hours of their time a week, up to volunteers who consistently come 20 hours a week. They do anything from facilities maintenance, animal care, sidewalking during the hippotherapy lessons.
So the role of volunteers is crucial. We could not do what we do without dedicated volunteers. And they do have to be so committed, because when our lessons start, if we don't have 3 people, that lesson's not going to happen. And it just amazes me how young people, you know, young girls and guys, they're here on time. And you know, like today's a beautiful day, right? But many times it's, you know, 30 degrees outside, it is cold in the barn.
Working with the clients has allowed me to learn lots of different responsibility, and it's helped me figure out like if this is something I really want to do, and it really, really has inspired me to want to be an occupational therapist.
When you can change somebody's life and make a difference, it's epic. I mean, isn't that what it's all about? And I realize, like, I'm not the only one that gets that. That's why these volunteers are here, because we get blessed more than we bless. Yeah, so we do have a veterans program, and we actually get a grant for that. And that is where they work with the horses. And, you know, the veterans, what they do is they also help us. We don't feel like, well, we're helping them as much as they're helping us desensitize our horses and work with them. And I think that makes them feel better about coming, because who wants to come to therapy, right?
it's a fabulous program. Everybody here, from Chelsea down to the volunteers to her parents, they're just the most welcoming, loving people. So definitely would highly recommend them to anyone.
It's so important that, you know, their children come here, and this is where they're going to succeed, because it's my job to create the session plan around whatever this kid can do correctly and right, so that they are praised and they're doing everything correctly. And that's just so different from maybe their experience at school sometimes or with their peers. So I do everything to set up their children for success, and then they're able to feel proud of them and also connect with other families who maybe are going through a similar thing.
It's kind of like a full circle moment. I see the horses, I see Chelsea and her team, and I see the services being provided, and then I meet these people and I meet their support networks, and I really see how the work here is impacting their life and their families' lives, and just, you know, it's a full circle moment, and that's just, it's impactful to me every day that I'm here.
It's like you get the TTL bug. You want to be a part of it because you see so many people just experiencing great things in their lives, so they want to be a part of that.